The Kings. That beam's been lit a lot lately. So let's talk about the Kings. I know you wanted. Let's see how they're doing. A season checkup. How's your boys? The Sacramento boys. This has been Strictly Ball Business.
Strictly Ball Business.
Strictly Ball Business.
I like that video.
Ah, shit.
Hey, they've been lighting the beam. They have been lighting it up. I tell you what, they've got a lot of ballers here. I mean, they're fourth in the Western Conference, which I don't think anybody saw at this point in the season, the Kings being fourth. But incredible resiliency from everybody, incredible leadership from De'Aaron Fox in particular after the NFT crypto scam that he pulled on all his fans. The leadership he has shown to bounce back from that horrible thing he did himself. Fuck him for that, by the way. Domantas Sabonis playing like an absolute all-star. The exact type of player that this team needed, and they brought in for good reason. He's really shored up the rebounding problems they had before. And I'd love to hear who do you think is really the cause for them being at this point?
I mean, of course, their basis is just on Fox and Sabonis. Those guys are playing great. I do lean onto the role players. I mean, they got Herter and they got Malik Monk. Both guys are doing great and spreading the floor. We talked about it coming into the season. They need to shoot better, and they've been shooting better. Keegan Murray, I mean, he's top rookies for me, top 3, top 4.
Yeah.
Guy's been awesome.
Kevin Herter's been a fantastic addition too.
Yep. Kevin Herter's deserves his starting. I don't see anyone else on this team. Like before, we were talking about who should start, and it was pretty variable, and we could say anybody could start at the 2. Now it's just Herter. We're like, we know it's Herter. Malik Monk's a great 3.
He's shooting 42% from 3 on 7 attempts a game. Like,
it's great, and that's exactly what they needed. Yeah. And Davion Mitchell hasn't had that many minutes, but when he's on, he's playing elite perimeter defense. This guy's doing great. He comes in, he's a specialist for them, and I think they love that. And Harrison Barnes is still playing at a high level, so it's just clicking for these guys. My only worries, first in points scored, 5th in pace. My only thing is they're still 15th in rebounds. Not as not as concerning, but still 15th in rebounds. It affects you when you're 24th in defense. So it's still a little more. Defenses get exposed in the playoffs. I want to see them get better. I want to see them do a little bit more. I do think Keegan Murray will grow into that big man defender. So I think that'll help out a lot. Davion Mitchell, as time goes on, he will get better. So that will help with their defense. But as of right now, I'd like to see them bring in some more defense during the trade market. Hopefully not stir up the roster too much. Maybe trade some bits and pieces there. But I'd love to see them bring in a guy.
And the rebounding is tough because Sabonis is the reason they brought him in. Big reason was to shore up the rebounding issue. And he's helped out a lot, brought him to midway point, but he can't do it all. He's averaging 12.6 a season and 3 offensive a game, which is fantastic. But who do you think has the second most on the team?
Who do I think has the second most on the team?
Yeah, it's probably an obvious answer, I feel like.
Obvious. Keegan Murray?
Nope.
De'Aaron Fox?
Nope.
Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, it's Harrison Barnes. How many does he have? The second most rebounds on this game. Second to 12.
5.5.
He has 5 flat.
Yeah, but that's horrible. Obviously, see that
second best rebounder.
Yep.
And after that, the next best rebounder is Fox at 4.4. And after that, the next best is Murray at 3.8. And then Herter at 3.3. So really, it's a lot of
big gap
running out and gunning after the possession. And if Sabonis doesn't get the rebound on the offensive, well, then it's okay. Getting back on D. Or if he doesn't get it on the offensive rebounds, or if he doesn't get on the defensive, it's like, okay, well, nobody's defending the guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that affects when you're fifth in pace, and you're rocking 15th in rebounds, you got to imagine there's not many people back there not picking up those defensive rebounds. That's why their defense is so poor. So if they clear up some better rebounds, I mean, Keegan Murray, that's a little disappointing from his stat with only 3 rebounds. And Harrison Barnes, if he's your second, what I was going to say is he's no spry chicken. His athleticism's near gone, So this guy, I mean, if he's getting up there, getting those 5, maybe they're a guy that calls up Jared Vanderbilt and they're like, hey, come out here, man. We need you for some specialist stuff.
I think that'd be a great spot for him. I think they are clearly missing a rebounding specialist. I think Murray playing nearly 30 minutes a game. Really, he should be averaging at least 5, if not at least 6 or 7. I mean, I understand you're a rookie. It's hard to be aggressive, but you need to be. You need to be pulling in more rebounds.
Definitely.
It's really unacceptable.
Yeah, got to be aggressive. Can't be timid down there. I know he loves to shoot it, but got to get in there, man.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of scores, a lot of small guys. I know Murray and Barnes overall, they're like 6'8", 6'7". So those are your next tallest guys after Sabonis. So I understand it's a little hard, little high expectations for those shorter guys, but maybe they just need to have a taller guy. I mean, They used to have Willie Cauley-Stein in here, who was kind of a rebounding specialist. I'm not saying they need him or a guy like him, but maybe a version of him a little bit better. Maybe like a Precious Achiuwa. I don't know how many rebounds he's pulling up in Toronto.
He's a good rebounder. He's a very good rebounder.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Precious would be a great fit here. I think he would fit really well, and I don't think they would have to give up too much for him. Same thing as Jared Vanderbilt. Actually, I'm not sure which would cost more. Chris Boucher would be a very nice pickup too. If we're talking about the Raptors, he's also a very good rebounder. Raptors as a team are just good rebounding. But
what's interesting is how Richaun Holmes, he only plays like how many minutes here? He plays 8-9 minutes a game now. I mean, did he not used to get any rebounds? Like, it's crazy to me.
He was a very good
rebounder. See a role for him anymore. That's wild.
No, yeah. So he's a very good rebounder, but they just cannot play him at the same time as Sabonis, and that's why he's getting so much minutes.
Well, why can't he come off the bench? He only gets 8 minutes off the bench.
Well, how many minutes is Sabonis playing?
Oh, is he only gets the time so Sabonis isn't in there?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I don't think they can play together. Spacing would be awful, and they already have issues with spacing. I get it. I mean, it's the right choice. I think Rashad Holmes, they could trade him, and I think there's a lot of teams that would love to have Rashad Holmes. I think the Mavericks would love to have a guy like Rashad Holmes. But that's the Kings. We're excited. They're doing great. Fourth. I love to see them keep going. De'Aaron Fox, keep it going. You're on my fantasy team. I mean, you dropped down to 23 points per game. Let's get back up to 30, huh? Help me out. I'm not trying to do some stand-up comedy. But
All right, strictly ball business. We went so hard for you, so you leave a comment on the tube.